We have a quorum. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to call this meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for the City of Natchez to order. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand and join with me in prayer to be followed by our pledge. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for the beautiful day you've given us. And Father, we thank you for Memorial Day yesterday, and we thank you for all of those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom. We remember them this evening. Now, Father, be with us as we go about our meeting. Let us conduct this meeting in the pleasing of your sight. And let everything we do, let everything we say, everything we discuss be in keeping with your spirit, the spirit of love. Asking you now for your blessings upon our city, all of our citizens, and again, all who serve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let us repeat together our pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. We'll ask the clerk to administer the roll call.
Alderwoman Hall. Here. Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Smith. Here. Alderwoman Irving. Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, all are present and accounted for with the exception of Alderwoman Irving.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. We'll now have approval of minutes. Madam Clerk.
We have two sets of minutes. The first being the regular board meeting held May 12th, 2026.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. Call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Second meeting is special call meeting held on May 18th, 2026.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Davis,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our department directors reports, we're going to shuffle this around a little bit. We're actually going to bring Justin Dollar forward first. Mr. Dollar has another obligation shortly. Mr. Dollar, good to see you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Board.
Good afternoon.
Here before you today on the agenda, we have the Old Providence Road Bridge. And I know, Mayor, we've had a few discussions, and Alderwoman Hall, I've had a great deal of discussions with her and some meetings on site to discuss different options of what we have, what we can look at potentially moving forward. So just to bring everybody up to speed, Old Providence Road is a small timber bridge that crosses a small bayou. It's on a one-way road that leads from River Terminal to Lewis Drive. And so several years ago, well, actually twice now, we have submitted for ERBR funds, seeking funds for that particular bridge. Both times that we have submitted for it, we have not been granted any funds for repairs to that. I think for a number of reasons. One, the volume of traffic. Two, the detour, what that length of detour would be. So I think it was a number of things, but here we are today, and moving forward, we've got to look at doing something to that particular bridge. And so with that, we've kind of looked at several ideas. One of the first ideas, or the idea that we looked at back when we were looking at the RBR funds, was looking at doing a concrete box, removing that bridge, putting concrete boxes in, doing that. Several years ago, that estimate was, I think, around $400,000 to do that when we applied for those funding. With that, we went back to kind of look at this from the standpoint, what could we potentially do, or how can we maybe make these repairs and look to do those in-house. So one of the options we looked at was doing putting pipes in, culverts in, removing the bridge, putting pipes in, and then overlaying the street and road back over it. In doing that, we were looking at probably with us trying to do it in-house with a rental of an excavator of a large traco to do the project. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $130,000 is what we'd be looking at to go that route. The other option that we looked at was, I think the one that you'll see here on the screen, was the removal of the bridge and tear the bridge out and go in and put a cul-de-sac at the end of Old Providence Road. Now, with that being said, from here around back to Lewis Drive, we're talking 3/10 of a mile. Now, I know if you'll go out there any day of the week, you will see there's a number of cars that use this as a cut through to Lewis Drive. That's not a hidden fact. It happens. I know all the times that I've been out there, if I see 15 to 20 cars when I've been on site, only a handful of times have I seen any of them actually stop at any of the residents that's there on Old Providence Road. So with that, we looked at this option about removing the bridge, going in, putting a cul-de-sac, and turning that street into just that. Again, it's 3/10 of a mile to detour around. And then also, I think there's 6 houses there. I think there's 4 residents that live there now. I know I've spoken to a few. Alderwoman Hall has spoken to a few as well to do that.
Spoken to all of them.
Spoken to all of them. So with this option, we would look at removing the bridge, put riprap on the banks, back on the sides, of course, put the signage up, remove the asphalt on the river terminal side, turn that back into grass, and then on the opposite side, we would put a cul-de-sac. This project, somewhere around the $40,000 mark is what we were looking at. So for me here today, I just wanted to present the options to you all, where we're at, and maybe have some discussion and see kind of what we want to look at moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
I think before I speak, Mr. Minor is here, and he's on the agenda to
Yes.
speak as well. Let him
Yes.
speak, and then I'll speak.
Certainly. Mr. Minor had given advanced notice that he wished to be added to the agenda, and we're going to recognize you, Mr. Minor, for 5 minutes at this time.
Good afternoon to the board.
Good afternoon.
And to everyone here today. As I listen at Dollar speak about the bridge and about the things, first of all, let's go back to, I'm 55 years old. I've lived there all my life. I was grown up there. Only I know of one time that anything have ever been done to this bridge. You all spent $50,000 then to put 2 boards on the side. You dug up on each side of it. You put gravel and concrete. If you all have been out there in the last year or however, you can't even hardly go across that bridge. You'll tear your car up. So I'm speaking on the behalf of not only as just Providence, I'm speaking on behalf of the city of Natchez. If we tear that bridge out, you got to understand it's not just the houses that's on that street. It's a whole neighborhood. It's a whole subdivision, and the school is up there as well. So we need all access that comes out of there, whichever way it is. If it's only a half a 10 of a mile or half a mile. My thing is, if we let this bridge get tore out, we're going to go back to the same thing that we haven't done already to fix things, not just to put things together, but we want it fixed. I think we pay enough taxes. I think we do enough here in the city of Natchez, along with Adams County, to get this done. Whether it costs $250,000 or $400,000, we are taxpayers and we deserve better than just to test something out to make it a shortcut. We deserve to get what we pay for. Now, on the other behalf of that is, if nothing never been done to this bridge in all these years, why hadn't nothing been done to this bridge in all these years? I think if preventive maintenance had been coming up with this bridge, it wouldn't be in the shape that it's in now. So to be honest about the citizen of Natchez, I think the board should look considerably and look diligently into seeing whatever. And let me ask this question to the board. What proclamation did we get that we was turned down for? Do we have any paperwork that they turned us down for this bridge twice? Getting it fixed?
Yes, sir.
We do have that.
There is a list that is released each year of those cities and counties. And sadly, the projects that have been awarded have been primarily counties over the last several years. And the city has not been successful in getting that grant.
And I understand that also, Mayor, but you also understand that this street is divided by the county and the city.
It
Right.
certainly is.
So would the county and the city come together to agree to whatever part that y'all could come in agreement
Great
to
idea.
fix the problem, that you pay half, the county pay half.
It's a
We
great
work
idea.
together here, not just the city got to put the 400,000 or whatever it is, the county as well, because one end of that is the county and the other half is the city. So I think you y'all should get together and put your heads together and find out what can we do to fix this obligation and just to come with a shortcut to tear it out and leave it there. Because I'm concerned about the streets up there as well. I got a Miss Bland live right across the street. This lady is almost 80 years old. When it rain hard, I have to get out there and clean the ditches out because water runs up under her trail. This been going on for years. When you go all the way to the top of Providence Road to turn on Lewis Drive, you can't even see the walk. You got to get in the street to walk down the street. So I just consider, and I'm not coming here to try to downplay nobody. I'm coming here to make things better. I'm coming to give you some options because we all can put our heads together and work and make things better. That's what we're here for. That's what we voted you in here for, and that's what we expect. And I'm just the type to say, if you can't do it, just tell us we can't do it, and we moving on to see what we can do. But for that bridge to be there long as it has, and nothing been done to it, I just can't agree to just come here and agree with you all and just say, let's tear it out and put a cover there or whatever, because you spent $50,000 to put 4 boards on each side and dig up 2 spots, and that was it.
When was
Mr.
that,
Mayor.
Mr. Minor? Yeah, I would like to know.
That's
when
been
that-
over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago. Alderwoman Hall?
Yes, sir. Mr. Dollar is correct. This bridge is going to eventually collapse. We have been denied twice since I've been in office, since 2020.
Yes.
We have tried to get something done to this bridge.
My
So let me finish, Mr. Minor,
Okay.
please. Thank you. And I have spoken to every resident on that street. Mr. Michael Bland, who's the son of Mrs. Bland,
Mhm.
is for the cul-de-sac. With this plan, it will also replace or widen the drainage, because as Mr. Dollar said, we're out there, cars are coming both ways. This is a one-way street, and they're also coming from Lewis Drive going to River Terminal Road, which is one way. But they're making a one-way street 2 ways. This is where all of the debris is coming from, the through traffic, not the residents on Old Providence Road. The debris on Old Providence Road and those ditches is coming from people who are driving through, throwing their trash out. So every resident we've discussed the culvert and the cul-de-sac. They have seen the picture of the cul-de-sac. Mr. Michael Bland has seen it. And in fact, he told his mother today he was going to he would approve the cul-de-sac.
All right.
It's going
But
to
do
collapse.
you understand that Mr. Blank, he don't live here? Do you know that
Mr. Minor,
he's
you
not?
don't live on the street
I-
anymore
I'm
either.
just
But you don't live there.
making a suggestion,
I
but my
understand,
home
but
is
his
there.
mother
I'm a
does.
taxpayer as well. So I have a right to, and by you saying that, you still missing the point that if the development can't do it, I'm asking the city to do it. Because now it's up to the city to come to agreement to get with the county or whatever we need to do to get it fixed. If we tear the bridge out, the bridge was down for a whole year before they did the last time. It was down a whole year.
These bridges are obsolete. Mr. Dollar can attest.
They may be obsolete, but at the same time, that's my point of being
Wind
here.
trestles are no longer.
For being here for over 20, 50 years, we should have done something before now.
I've been trying, Mr. Meyer, so don't say we haven't been trying.
I didn't say we haven't been trying. What I'm saying is, when you try one thing, if that doesn't work, we got to go to another
That's why we
solution.
want to go.
Yes. One moment, Mr. Minor, you do have 1 minute left in your time, but Alderwoman Smith is asking to be recognized. I
Okay.
need to recognize her. Also, anyone else who would want to speak, and certainly, but because it was not requested in advance, it would require a vote of the Board of Aldermen to allow anyone else to speak. But if the Board of Aldermen wishes to do that, we can entertain that motion. Right now, though, I'm going to recognize Alderwoman Smith, and I do want to make sure Mr. Minor gets his remaining minute.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Ms. Smith. Go ahead.
Okay,
I would
Alderwoman
love to.
Smith.
I was curious, if, and this might be a Justin Dollar question, but is there any feedback on why it wasn't approved? And have we approached the county about, if it's strictly a county thing, since it's in the county, could they make the request for this?
I'll let
Our
Mr.
city
Dollar
properties are
answer
all in the
that.
county, just FYI.
That's
Everybody didn't
true.
know that.
They are.
They are.
right.
And
They
so
are.
my question is, has anybody approached the county about, should they apply for this?
Right, so I don't know that, no, we have applied for it twice. I can say, and I don't know right off the top, we'll have to go back and look at some old files. Me assuming what I would assume the reason that it was denied at that time is the volume of traffic
That's what I thought.
and also the detour route.
So
Some
you
of your
don't
county
feel like it
bridges
was,
that were applied for may have had 5, 10, 15-mile detours that had to be done. We're, in this case, we're talking 0.3 of a mile.
so it wasn't a city county
And we
thing?
have to so that this is going around. So I think that played a big part in what's done. Now, I certainly don't mind going back and pulling those files from a few years ago when we submitted those times to see exactly what the reasoning was, or if they gave us a reasoning, but we can start to look at that.
Yeah.
Now, as far as approaching the county, I have not spoken to the county. Again, today is for discussion.
Right.
And just kind of laying out some options to see which direction of the board, what do we want to look at doing? We got to go in some direction.
Right.
What direction that is, again, will be up to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Alderman Maroney.
Mr. Minor, do you live on Old Providence Road?
I do.
You
I have land there. I have a trailer there that I
And
renovate.
that's where you live every day?
That's not where I'm living every day, but that's my home.
Okay. Valencia, you said you had spoken to all the residents on Old Providence Road?
Yes, including,
What are their
Miss-
feelings?
Including Ms. Marble, who lives
That's why we need a town
at the
hall.
corner of Lewis Drive and Old Providence Road. as
Pardon?
well.
I'm wondering about the folks on Old Providence
I'm
Road,
looking at
because
every
the people
person.
on Lewis Drive, you get
I'm
on
looking-
Providence Road and go through Lewis Drive and you're
Which is
there. I mean,
3/10.
and that's why
Which
it
is
was
3/10
denied.
of a mile.
It's such a short, I just came from over there. I came straight to this meeting from that bridge. And I saw the same thing. I saw a bunch of cars turn in and they all went all the way through to Lewis Drive. I know that if I lived on Old Providence Road, I'd want the cul-de-sac. Then you got a nice private road and you don't have all that cut through traffic. So you got to drive around 1/3 of a mile. That's nothing. But you'd have a private road with a cul-de-sac and all that traffic driving through there and people throwing trash out and wearing out your street and everything else. Man, being on a cul-de-sac that'd be the way to go, because all those people, they go to Providence Road and up Lewis Drive and they're not coming down your street. They're not waking you up in the middle of the night with loud trucks coming by. They're not throwing trash out in your yard. And it's the least expensive. That is what seems to make the most sense for everyone involved. Is that what the residents that you spoke to, is that how they felt or what?
They would like the cul-de-sac.
They like the cul-de-sac.
Did you
Alderwoman Irving.
did you
you're
do a polling, Ms.
recognized.
Hall? And my reason for saying
I'm
that,
sorry.
did you do a polling? And
I personally spoke with them.
I understand, but you
So
did
there
a
is no-
polling who was for or against. And
The
my
only
reason for
person who-
asking,
The only person who's not for it is Mr. Minor.
okay, so, but we need to hear that from the voices of the people. That's where, and even though I know that's your ward, that's your area. We
Well,
should
ma'am, you
record
go-
minutes.
you
when
can
you
go
go into
poll.
small meetings,
You
you
can go-
should,
you
that's a
can go
part of
speak
open
with-
meeting
you
act.
can
You
speak-
do know
you can-
that. You go into what? If you had a small meeting with the residents of that area, you're to record and bring back to the rest of the members of the board. And
She
so you're
has.
coming
That's
back
what I'm
saying,
doing.
but where is it in
Alderwoman
writing?
Irving, then you can go speak individually with them.
That's why you have meetings and bring these
I'm-
kinds of things to the
I'm
I'm
public.
sorry.
Sir, am I
We're
on the-
getting
am I-
argumentative.
No,
and,
I'm not being argumentative. I'm merely stating
I-
my position
The Open
on it.
Meetings Act regards when we have a quorum
No,
present.
no, Mayor, you got a
We
commission.
can look at that later,
you
but
do
right
that.
now, Mr. Minor, you have one more minute and I'm going to make sure you get it.
So my next question to this board is, was everybody aware of that, what was going on with the bridge in the board? All of you board members was aware of that?
I have not had an update.
I just asked you a question,
I have not had an update on it. Yes, I have been years past. I'm very aware of the situation.
Okay,
However, within recent, a year or two, nothing has been shared with me. I can only speak for me.
and that's fine, that's fine. My next question is this, and I've heard from Ms. Malloy, I understand, and we all here to come together to see but when you say you don't have to worry about traffic going through and trash being out, what if we shut the four-way stop down up there? What if we don't let trucks come? Because trash everywhere. You got trash on both sides of the road, not just the cut through of Providence, you got trash everywhere. You got cars coming through everywhere. That's not the point of what we're here for. The point is we need access to get into and out of Providence because there is a school sitting there. You have a way that you get out exit, true enough. If something happened that way, you can go down. What if, and just like the other day, the cops had something there, the buses were stopped. Everybody had to turn around and come back down that one-way street that was there. They couldn't turn this traffic around and go all the way back through to get back to the school. They directed them back down through that one-way street. All I'm saying is whatever we can do before we make a decision, let's do the right decision and accommodate the citizen of Adams County.
Thank you, Mr. Minor.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, we appreciate you being here and your time is up.
Thank you.
Alderman Frazier, you're
Let
recognized.
the old man of the board give you out some history. First of all, I understand what Mr. Minor is saying about that bridge. Second, that used to be a two-way. I think they didn't really put the signs that I don't know if it was in the 80s or maybe the 90s that they made it a one-way. There used to be a two-way going across the street. And that bridge, like I say, at one time, that bridge and down on Old Providence Road was the only way that you could get in and out of Susby West School until they cut it all the way through. They was using that bridge. That bridge there. So the bridge been there. I know that bridge ought to be over 60 some years old, because as a police officer, we had to use it to cut through that in order to get to our calls at Susby West Apartment. It kept us from going all the way around the curve and coming back. At one time, everybody was using until they put the one-way sign. That's when the traffic kind of like slowed down. But like I say, but I understand about the bridge. My concern is that the drainage problem, can you alleviate the drainage problem? Because water coming on that bridge come from way up Providence Road and it's flowing all the way down and it's flowing up the street. On the other side, on the left-hand side of there where Mr. Mount Trailer, that is a deep, deep drainage hole. And it goes all the way under the old Providence Road and all the way down. From my observation, they got with those big rocks down there, those big white rocks down there. So, like I say, it's gonna be a problem, as you said earlier, that the people's water running, because the water runs down that hill.
Mm-hmm.
And when it runs down that hill, it's running down there, and it's got to go there in the ditch down there. But like I say, we don't have to figure out some way of doing something, because like I say, I don't know, it might be a safety issue, it might not be, because like I say, those people that got to get in and out of Susby West Apartment. That bridge was traveled heavy at one time. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I think Ms. Mildred Rutledge can, because I think she come over that area and know about that bridge.
Alderwoman Hall, you're recognized.
The bridge is rotting underneath. It's going to collapse. The street is already bucking up because of the rot underneath. So it is becoming a grave, serious issue. So we have to do something about it. Right?
Got a question for
Yes,
Mr. Dollar.
I didn't see whose hand was raised first.
His was first.
Alderman Maroney.
I've got a question for Mr. Dollar. Justin, if you were to take the bridge out and put the cul-de-sac in, the bridge would come out and water would just flow. I mean, the ditch would be completely open at that point with no piers, no nothing, and water would go through there much quicker and easier without the bridge there, would it not?
Absolutely.
You'd get much better drainage with
Right, in
if you
the
went the
actual-
cul-de-sac
In the
route.
ditch that the actual bridge crosses, yes, both, all your pilings, retaining walls that are on each side would be removed. Once all that's removed and the flow line was cleaned out, then we would rock that section of bank there on both sides, just as the remainder of the ditch is already rocked with riprap currently. So yes, as far as any obstructions or anything like that, it would actually be a better flowing system. I'm not saying that's the way to go, but
Right.
to answer your question.
Yes, that's all I need.
Actual system and drainage would be open without any obstructions,
Yeah.
where now you do have a retaining wall and some, your piers, that are there, your piles.
Thank you.
If you put a cul-de-sac in there,
Alderwoman Irving is recognized. I can come back.
Okay.
Alderwoman Irving?
I was just gonna ask, have we looked at Mississippi Department of Transportation for drainage? Because when we were in Jackson, recently I spoke with the department,
I'm sorry, I
the
need,
director of Mississippi Department of Transportation. And he was saying that there are grants out there. The other thing I was gonna ask, what about our public service commissioner? Have we spoke with him, because I've read several articles recently about funding have been cut for bridges. Didn't have enough funding to do all the bridges that need, and they rated them.
I'm
I
gonna need-
understand that, but I
I'm
just
gonna
want
need
to know.
order. I'm sorry, I'm trying.
I'm sorry,
to-
Ms. Mayor.
It's okay, it's okay. I want to make sure everyone can hear you, Alderman.
Thank you. So
Please
I
continue.
did, I actually I got the card from the gentleman as well when we were in Jackson for MML. And I was speaking in reference to drainage in our area. And he said, we could possibly help out. So is there any way I can give you the card to contact? And Mayor, he knows you.
Mhm.
He knows you.
Mhm.
And because he specifically said at the table, I know you're mayor. And there may be some answers to your drainage. So if there is, then why can't we take a step further and reach out to him as well, the director of Mississippi Department of Transportation? He also alluded to Mayor Butch Brown as well. It's done a lot of work here in the city of Natchez.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Alderwoman Irving.
Make a motion.
Oh,
I have one more question.
Alderwoman Smith just asked to be recognized, but,
I think she didn't make a motion.
okay, Alderwoman Hall, I'm going to recognize you and then come back to Alderwoman Smith.
I just want a little bit about the drainage, what Alderman Frazier's talking about, where we're talking about replacing the pipes.
Right,
Explain
yeah,
how that
so
will,
that's on the side, and that's in front of Miss,
Bland's.
Miss Bland's property. Yeah, there's a small section of culvert there now. Of course, that will, with the cul-de-sac design, that will be pulled out and all new culverts will be put in through there, of course, longer in length to accommodate the cul-de-sac.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Alderwoman Smith, you're recognized.
I do want to make it a motion that we just take this under advisement, but I want to ask very quickly, is anybody in danger crossing the bridge right now? Do we feel like it's safe to keep it open for now?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that's
I
an
mean, I
important
think that's one of
question.
those questions where, if we brought an engineer bridge inspector in to look at it, and we can do that if that's what the board wishes, but I feel like they would probably close.
Okay, so I don't feel comfortable leaving it open for now. I feel like we need to make a motion to shut the bridge down temporarily because
I agree.
Okay,
first
Got
and
a lot of rain.
foremost, the safety of everybody
Yes.
and you're saying 13, 14 people are using it as a cut through right now. That's not safe.
I'm going to first acknowledge your motion, but we certainly don't want to ignore a citizen.
Right.
If there is
A
anyone
motion.
willing
I
to
make-
have a motion.
I make a
But
motion.
before we do that, I'm going to entertain the motion that Alderwoman Smith has made to temporarily close the bridge for safety purposes. Do I have a second?
Commissioner, Hall seconded.
I just second.
Alderwoman Hall has seconded the
Mhm.
motion. We do have a motion on the floor now. Now, is there a motion that we need
Yes,
to
allow our
Let's vote on it.
constituent to speak at this time.
Second.
Thank
Okay,
you.
all in, and your
I'd like
name
to hear what these ladies
is
have to say.
Mildred Chapman.
Yes, Ms. Mildred
Ms.
Chapman.
Chapman, I want to make sure we get that in the minutes and everyone understands. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. We're going to hear from her. The motion is on the floor right now.
I was not on your agenda. I came down here just to be with the Boys and Girls Club. But you opened something to my heart. I'm 80 years of age. That bridge had been there since I am old. Not only that, I got a sister that lives right in the left-hand side in that house that you probably that no one live in. Her name is Yvonne Chapman. She's blind in one eye. I pick up every Sunday, carry her to church and doctors and everywhere else. And every time I just told the mayor, I made a prayer when I didn't know this was going on, but I'm glad he got me here for this reason. Because you wrong. If you close that bridge down right now, when I pick up on Sunday, I'm gonna have to come up Lewis Drive and cut through my other sister at 96 Lewis Drive, Mary Prophet's, cut through her backyard and come to pick her up and carry her to church or to the doctor. So you tell me how I handle that. So see, you talked to some people, but you didn't talk to everyone. You probably didn't even know that house was occupied. But I have a sister,
Speaking to the mic.
I have a sister that lived,
Prophets.
what's her address, George? But she lives in,
Here he is.
right next to Sure. What do you want to address on Providence, Old Providence Road? 14? 16 Old Providence. It's the house sitting over to the left. So how do we handle that? I had to take her back to New Orleans. She got minor things with grabbers and others, Brian in one eye. So how do I handle that? You all need to,
Because you turn around the cul-de-sac at the end of the street.
what you want me to do?
You just turn
Ma'am.
around.
Alderwoman Hall, you're
I
recognized.
understand what you're saying, but no, because I have to cut through my sister's backyard to get to her house. If I come up Lewis Drive, and if you're gonna shut down the bridge, you just say you're gonna shut it down.
No, the road is
Yeah,
open.
the road be open.
Lewis Drive.
From Lewis Drive.
Right, the road is open.
The bridge.
It's only one end. The end near.
Where the bridge is,
The river, River Terminal Road.
ma'am, that's what I'm speaking of.
But the house you're describing is up near Lewis Drive that you said is not vacant.
That house, right.
Right.
So I
you
have to,
still have
okay,
openings
she's on the
from
left,
Lewis
okay.
Drive.
If I come through that way, so that means you're gonna send me going back and forth through that backyard or someone else's backyard to come back and forth. That's how I have to pick her up.
Does her,
She not-
Ms. Chapman, does her house
On the street.
access Lewis Road?
It's that.
Does it access the old Providence Road? I'd like to know where it is on the map.
Yeah, on the map.
Look at the map, Ms. Chapman.
If we look on the map,
Okay, all right. Uh-huh.
When you cross the bridge, Mayor,
Sitting right
Yes,
in
sir.
here.
if you cross the bridge coming from River Tunnel,
Mhm.
turn
Sit
across the
right,
bridge.
yes,
right. See, this is two houses. This is 96 Lewis Drive. Uh-huh.
on Old Providence
Exactly,
Road.
which is near
Right in here.
Lewis Drive. That's the one she's
Providence
describing.
Road and her.
So there's still an
That's the house
opening.
that she's talking about.
Mhm. So she
What
just,
she's saying is, if she had to pick her sister up, she'd have to come to the pastor, or she had to
No,
come
she doesn't
down.
have to come to the pasture.
Yes,
On
you
the other
access
hand,
it.
on the other
You sit
hand,
down.
it's a handicapped child also that the bus hooks up, that picks up now.
Okay.
My last question, I know I'm out of.
Yes, you are. I'm so
I know
sorry.
on this one, But let me ask this question to the board. By law, don't you have to get an engineer to shut that bridge down by law? To say, you can't just say here in the board meeting.
That's true.
We said temporarily.
Without engineering.
We said temporarily for safety.
I think you
reasons.
raise a good point.
You can't shut a bridge down without giving engineer.
For safety
The
reasons. we
engineer
can.
have to be the one to give the
make that
say so
determination.
about shutting.
Alderwoman Smith,
That's what
That attorney sitting right by.
Alderwoman Smith,
Our board attorney
I'm,
should be able to answer.
y'all, we have a long agenda and we're about to have to move on. There is a motion on the floor and I'm going to ask that the motion be amended and it be, to have an engineer examine the bridge.
Hey, Mayor,
And if the,
it's on the bottom of the proposal. The engineer's already been on site
The
several times.
engineers have looked at this.
what have the engineer said about the bridge? Does it need to be
If
closed?
his bridge inspector shows up, we will shut it down immediately.
That's
If you
what
wanna
the
know
engineer
exactly
has
what was
said.
And
Okay, but we need to know that.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay,
from a legal,
Alderwoman Smith,
from a legal standpoint.
Alderwoman Smith has the floor.
From a legal standpoint, I would ask him, if we know of a problem and we don't take care of it and something happens to somebody, then we
We're
are.
liable.
So until we have a plan, I don't know what else to do to keep people in danger.
All
I
right.
don't know about, I'm unsure about a backyard to get, there's no street on the house. That's confusing me. Do you know where?
I know what house she's speaking of, but
I
again,
do too.
without having to sit down and look at it.
There's a gate.
If she's not having to use the backyard now, then you won't have to use the backyard.
You just have to come the longer way to get
You
there.
just go around and
Go
come down
around.
Old Providence Road.
And Mr.
I'm sorry, we have to stay within our rules. Alderwoman Hall, you are
Yes, sir.
recognized.
I saw a bridge, come across that bridge the other day when I was out there waiting for Mr. Minor. That bridge, that bus should not have come across that bridge.
Correct.
It should go around, up,
Mhm.
all
They
around,
should be going that
up
way
to
anyway. It's not
Providence
ready
Road
for
and
that.
come down Lewis
It's
Drive.
become a
to
cut
drop
for
their
every
child off.
people. All right.
Alderman Frazier, we're about to call the question, but it looks like you have one last
One
comment.
last question, and it could be selling right now. We should have got a letter from the engineer saying that the bridge was closed. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Bring a letter and show it to him, and we can sell this whole thing.
Right.
without even sitting up here going back.
That's right.
We'd be through with it. Get a letter from the engineer saying the bridge is unsuitable and can't be part of it. Then we could be through with it without all this going back.
Back and forth.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall?
As soon as you
A
get-
letter to the board. And we
Right.
can-
I would say as soon as we get that letter, then we call a special call meeting to shut the.
Can we
close
do
the
it
bridge.
pending the letter, right?
Pending
I would say pending the
So you don't have
letter.
to do a special call.
Yeah.
Then do the letter.
Alderwoman Smith, have you changed your motion, amended your motion to say pending the letter?
I mean, I think he said it was happening, but yes, that's fine if we can get it tomorrow. I mean, I'm scared. Like, I don't want anybody to go across it tonight.
We all-
So the motion is this, motion to temporarily close the bridge pending a letter being received from the engineer that verifies that it is in need of closure for safety reasons. And I would agree, we need to get the letter as soon as possible. And if the letter is not gotten, then, or a letter says the bridge is okay to be left open,
There will be a
then.
letter to some effect to
Mhm.
that bridge once the bridge inspector division looks at it.
So the motion again is to temporarily close the bridge pending a letter from an engineer. I will call for the question.
So,
The question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we appreciate everyone being here in your discussion tonight. I will say we have a lot of other items. If we spend that much on every other item, we will be here till past midnight. So let's try to speed it along, shall we? Mr. James Johnston, Community Development, you are recognized.
That's fine. Got some things on.
Good evening.
I did present a draft report in your respective packet the other day. I have added to it several times this afternoon. 2026 Canal Street Bridge Project Earmark, MDOT. To proceed with the implementation of this transportation improvement project, staff is requesting a motion to authorize the local public agency chief elected official, Dan N. Gibson Mayor, to request activation of this project and the ability to sign any and all project documents and to appoint Mr. Staff as LPA Project Director. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney and seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion? We'll call for the question. Alderwoman Irving?
So my question is this in reference to Entergy and the work that was done there recently or on that bridge?
Not that I'm aware of, no
Okay.
ma'am. These are efforts, I think, by the mayor and others to secure monies to replace the bridge.
Okay, all right.
And this is an earmark that we have received. We have now received $2 million from the federal government through the U.S. Department of Transportation that is coming to us through the Mississippi Department of Transportation. And we have also received an appropriation from the state of Mississippi this year for $500,000.
Okay,
And this is pertaining to the federal earmark of $2 million.
okay.
I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Glenwood and Rollingwood drainage improvements from the city, state, and tribal assistance grant funded by the U.S. EPA. Bids for the above referenced drainage project were received in the clerk's office until 10 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, May 21st. A summary of the bids received are listed below. You see, we did receive a good number of bids. Unfortunately, several were deemed irregular because they submitted a strip bid and not the full bid packet, and they are listed there. In summary, staff in concert with Waycaster Dungan is requesting a motion to accept the bid received and at this time to take under advisement. And the reason for that is because, the EPA has a very stringent procurement requirement. And right now they're reviewing for the third time our procurement packet. Hopefully we'll hear from them the next, week or so. And at the next board meeting, we can make a recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. This again is a federal earmark. We appreciate our members of Congress, both House and Congressman Thompson and both of our senators. We are excited to get this project going. Mr. Johnson, how much is that earmark? You may not have that in front of you.
I'll say rounded 1.2.
I was going to say it is more than enough to get the project done.
We are
and it
within
is-
budget, yes.
And it is at no match.
No match,
this
the
is
staff
very-
was able to get the match waived if the board recalls.
So this is very good news for our city, and we're very grateful. Mr. Johnson, it's been a lot of work on your part. A lot of red tape goes into these projects, and we just ask always for the citizens to be patient. Federal money is great money, but it comes with a lot of strings attached. We'll call for the question.
Oh.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Cotton Alley pavement and retaining wall improvements. Bids for this project were received until 10 o'clock a.m. this morning. 2 bids were received. You see them listed: Camo Construction and Hope Enterprise LLC. Staff, Mr. Dollar, myself, is requesting a motion to accept the low bid of Camo Construction. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion. We will call for the question. We will proceed with a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
I have inserted some additions right here. The Depot Park at the Natchez Bluff. Mississippi Main Street Revitalization Grant, Mississippi Development Authority as the granting agency. Staff, in concert with the Downtown Natchez Alliance, is requesting a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement between DNA and the city that outlines the responsibilities of both parties regarding the planning and administration of the depot at the Natchez Bluff. Pleasure of the board.
What is the pleasure of the board? This is accepting the grant of $362,000 for the project that we will be undertaking as part of our master plan at Depot Park.
So, well, second, if there has not been a motion, I make a motion.
Okay.
to accept.
Alderwoman Irving has made the motion.
Mhm.
Alderman Davis has seconded that motion.
I didn't see that down
Yes,
part.
Alderwoman Hall.
This is at the depot, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is a landmark.
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
So even though what's in the, what.
Preservation
in the
District,
city
yes, ma'am.
Plan
Mhm.
still has to be approved by Archives and History.
Correct,
We're
yes,
not
ma'am.
doing altering anything.
Preservation Commission and Archive and
That-
History,
that's
yes.
correct.
Correct.
Yes.
We are
So
simply
that's- oh, it's
accepting
in
the
minutes.
grant,
So
and
that's in the minutes.
we're taking the first step as accepting the grant. But yes, anything that we do there will have to have necessary approvals.
And I did speak, with Ms. Doyle today, she's been the contact, with DNA for the project. And, we're on board. Once the second activity is approved by the board today, then I'll bring to the board at the next meeting and contract for professional services, and we'll have a steering committee to move forward.
Have you seen the design?
Yes.
Ma'am,
The design?
Alderwoman Hall.
I didn't hear you.
When you say to move forward, with what?
Right, well,
design?
basically a steering committee to develop, hire the professional steering committee to work with the professional to, help design the project, take it to the board, take it to the respective Preservation Commission, Archives and History.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
but after we accept the award, then we're out of it until it goes to Preservation and Archives and History.
The city is involved because we are the grantee. So, we're involved per se, but I won't come back to the board, until probably permission to advertise. That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Johnson.
Second activity under the same subject, the City of Natchez is the receipt of grant agreement MMRG 2611 for the development of the Mississippi Legislative Approved Depot Park at the Bluff. The project is in partnership with the Mississippi Main Street and Downtown Natchez Alliance. The project budget totals $452, grant totals $362, local match is $90,500. Staff in partnership with DNA is requesting a motion to accept the grant to allow the mayor to sign any and all documents pertaining to the grant award.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Mr. Johnson, how does this differ
Local
from the
match.
motion we just had?
Two different documents, Mayor.
Okay.
One, came separately. Ms. Doyle sent it. It appears that documents being sent to DNA were sent to a wrong or closed email account. And when I called Ms. Doyle, she was not aware that, one, we were going to be the grantee. Originally, they thought that DNA was, so I explained that to her. So we're responsible for the monies, and I've tried to tell her, MDA is normally works with public bodies, cities and counties, and they work with them as opposed to nonprofits and 501c3s. Should something go wrong, they'll just hold our tax dollars, sales tax remits back to us. And this one is between the city and Main Street that we've worked together to properly implement the project, which we were going to do anyway.
Right. All right.
What?
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
The local match, that's 90,000?
90,500, Ms. Irving.
Is the city totally, or is this the city in downtown?
This is the city. We have this budget in FY26, and we will also
Okay.
put it in FY27 budget.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We will now call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next
Mr.
item.
Tingle asked that I present for him. He was not able to attend Natchez Historic District signage. City planner Mingo Tingle obtained quote bids for the purchase of 6 aluminum marker signs. A summary of the quote bids obtained are listed below, and you do see the respective vendor and cost. And he is requesting that the quote bid from Maycor totaling $8,565 be accepted to purchase the signage. Pleasure of the board.
It's a pleasure of the board. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I see where the marker signs will be placed at the following locations.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
want to ask, is it possible, number 2, it says St. Catherine Street before the triangle. Is there a specific reason why there? And my reason for asking is because Holy Family Church is there. That's a historic location. And so is the Banks House. And so I was just asking, could it be placed there at the corner of Orange and St. Catherine Street instead of the triangle? Because all that would be included.
I can make that request, but I can't answer your question.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Peralta,
Would you add that to the minutes, Megan? My request?
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you.
Mr. Peralta.
Evening,
Good
Mayor
to
and
see
Board.
you. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
I'm coming to ask for permission for the mayor to sign a couple of contracts. First one's with RJ Young. All of our copier printers are off contract now, and this will renew the contract. And in addition, it will get new printers for my planning, code enforcement, inspections, and golf. And it will be budget neutral because I'm paying about the same amount under the other company as I would be for these 4 new ones. And under the contract, all of our existing printers, which are not that old, they're only like 4 years old, they will all be replaced too.
All right,
So
thank
moved.
you. Second. A motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Yes,
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
there were all these upgrades,
There will be comparable models. These copiers, it's like kind of like new cars. There's a new model every year. There will be the same duty load. In other words, there's more demand on the city clerk's printer than it is for my recreation department. So I have 2 sizes, a smaller size and then a larger size. So it will be a comparable model size, but it won't be the exact same model.
Okay, these were just printed, right?
Yes, printer, copier, scanner, fax, multifunction devices. They're all color. And there will be no charge for any impression, meaning if you print out a color print, you don't have to pay extra. It's all included. The ink's included, the service on these are included, and everything.
Good one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Next is, we have bought a electronic fingerprint scanner for our police department. And we have it installed, but we're waiting for a circuit that sends these to the feds. through NCIC. Know what I mean about this. In order to do that, we need this dedicated T1 circuit. And that's what this would.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Yes. Alderman Frazier?
I thought we already had a fingerprint machine by the we already bought.
You've already purchased the machine and it's
Yep.
installed?
I'm talking, we've been having it out there for a while,
Yes, sir.
because I know
It's
it's been
just
about
now
3 or
being
4 years.
installed.
About 3 or 4 years, I know, I think we bought.
Well, it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
It's about 3.
Last summer he did it.
It was last summer.
Last year.
Mhm.
And they were fairly slow in getting it set up.
Okay.
Today I got the computers set up on the domain and everything. And then I'm going to work to get the information from our electronic system, the police system, into that fingerprint machine. So then they can just walk over, pull up that information, scan them, hit a button and send them to the feds.
Okay, but I want to do this because I was gonna ask this question, and I was gonna ask, but well, I know the chief just got this, so I wanted to know about this. Dealing with the cars, the finders, like locating where your vehicle at. Do you have anything to do with that?
GPS.
The GPS system on the car.
Well, I believe Chief Sylvester will address this when he comes up.
Yeah.
We had a system that was put in there that it was a single purpose and it would locate the vehicles. They're gonna get rid of that service and then put in this new service he's talking about.
Okay, because I'm like, hey, we spent a whole lot of money on fingerprints, we spent on these machines, and on this GPS tracking system for cars. I know that's been going on for a while. So basically, what you're doing now is upgrading what we have.
I'm making it possible so that we don't have to do cards and mail them into the state.
Yeah.
This will electronically send them. And there is a lot of red tape that goes along with these connections to the feds. They demand that I have a dedicated circuit just for that as part of the security. And that will get our fingerprints in there. Our GPS, we're talking about putting in another piece of equipment that will locate cars, and it'll tell you how fast they drove and how fast they took the corner. It'll also tell you if cylinder 4 has a misfire. It'll tell you all kinds of wonderful, more information than you would ever want. But, and in the future, we may go toward another solution if we can combine some functions. For instance, putting a computer in the car.
But like whatever you need,
Right.
yeah. Okay.
So moved. All right.
Second.
We have a motion on the
Second.
floor. I want to call for the question. We will now proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you. Chief Arrington, our fire chief, you are now recognized.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
So mine was already approved at the previous meeting, so we don't have to go through mine. So I'll make this a little quicker, but I am requesting travel for my battalion chief to go to the fire chiefs, firefighters conference in Biloxi that will be at the end of this week.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Arrington. Thank you. We have Chief Best. I think he didn't think that was going to be that quick. And we're going to well, here he comes. Chief Best, you're up.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm seeking board approval to surplus the following vehicles. These vehicles are no longer in service. Their deadline is 2 Impalas and 2 Chargers. This white Charger, number 5, is the only one I'm able to get the mileage off of. We are still using that vehicle, but it is going to fail. The city barn just spent a substantial amount of money on this vehicle last year, replacing some lifters, and now some more lifters are bad, and it's not worth the amount of money that it's going to take to repair it, to keep it.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
So no longer.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Also seeking board approval of a geotab contract with Enterprise Fleet for a GPS monitoring system on the city's police vehicles.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion.
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman
Oh.
Irving.
Okay. Well, I just have a question because I thought when it said the city's 30, is it a quantity of 30?
Police vehicles, yes, ma'am.
Okay, a quantity of 30. I thought in all actuality that we had purchased GPS, we had the cars outfitted. And so is this a part of what he just said, that they're being upgraded?
Yes, ma'am. The GPS system that I'm currently paying for is costing me around $900 a month, and I don't have access to it, and we don't know where some of that hardware is. And Chief Green didn't have access to it. And this connects with Enterprise so they can monitor our fleet as well and help keep fleet analysis. And this is going to save us about $180 a month
Per GPS?
total per month.
Okay.
Give me that again, I didn't hear you.
This is going to save us $180 a month from what we're currently paying for GPS trackers that we're not using.
For all 30 vehicles.
Yes, sir.
So we save money and get functionality.
All right, the question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Seeking board approval for one new lease police unit through Enterprise Fleet Management. And this is not a budgeted item. However, the funds we've received from the surplus vehicles will carry us beyond the end of this budget year, and we plan to add that to next year along with several other contract renewals.
So moved.
Motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
And I'm just questioning because I thought when it's basically surplus, we don't get very much for it at all, right?
We don't get very much for surplus vehicles at all. We're at a little over 10,000 right now, plus whatever we get for these five will be
Okay.
more than enough to carry us through this budget year.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Seeking
Last
board
item.
approval for myself to attend the Mississippi Association of Chief of Police Conference, June 16th through 19th in Biloxi.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made by Alderwoman Irving and seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Mr.
The
Mayor,
ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, Chief Best.
I
Yes,
just-
Alderwoman Irving?
Chief, I just want to ask you a question again about that. Wouldn't the car come outfitted or did we have to pay for the outfit? It seems like I can recall when we get the rental car from the rental place, Enterprise. Do they outfit the car?
Part of that lease, I imagine in that quote is the outfitting.
Okay, I somewhere along the line, I can
Because we have
recall.
to, if we keep it under $10,000 for outfitting, anything over $10,000, we have to pay half of on top of it.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
I'm
thank
just-
you. We now come, thank you very
And
much.
Real quick, the stats for the month, we have time to hear
Oh,
those.
certainly.
Oh, yeah.
In April, last month, this was what we saw last month, was 1,044 calls for service. We worked 95 accidents, wrote 345 reports, made 88 arrests. Safe Neighborhood Traffic Grant, served 48 warrants, 12 DUIs, 4 gun charges, 2 felony drug charges. And this is the month of May to compare. We've responded to 41 calls for service, worked 101 accidents, written 271 reports, and made 20 arrests. Our Safe Neighborhood or Traffic Grant served 19 warrants, written 13 DUIs, 6 gun charges, and 2 felony drug charges.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, just
Thank
real
you.
quick before you go.
Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you for that information. That's good. I want to make a request, and I see if the board is in agreement, but I'd like to see us, we've talked about, we've made the litter funds higher. I would like to see us write tickets for that.
For littering.
I'm seeing our police officers out there everywhere, and they're, I know that they're probably seeing that. I
Sure.
see it. I would love to see, I feel like if we have some people that have to pay those fines, that the word will get around, and maybe some people will be, more or less likely to litter, because where there is litter, there is more crime. That statistic is true as well.
I will
So
put that out.
that's just a request I would
Thank you.
like for the board to make. Do we need to make it in the motion? or-
You will have to put that in a motion because, you have different scenarios with that.
It does, we already have a litter ordinance just asking that it be enforced.
That's right, they have to see it. That was my point.
And requesting more enforcement. I also want to say that I receive complaints a lot, especially evenings, weekends, loud vehicles that do not have proper mufflers, and motorcycles and street bikes that seem to be just unusually loud. I know it's hard to, just like a litter incident, to catch them in the act. But I'm finding that these individuals have patterns, and just to set officers at strategic places, especially certain hours of evening, weekend, I think we could have some results. I'm in agreement with Alderwoman Smith. If we are writing the tickets and the message gets out, then we will see a decline in these incidents.
Yes, sir. We'll address it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now will come to city officials' reports. Alderwoman Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a couple of items here. First, I would like to make a motion that we move the first meeting in June, which is June 9th, to NAPAC.
Thank you. Motion has been made to move our first meeting in June to NAPAC, which has been our tradition since 2021. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderwoman Irving has seconded that motion. Do we have any discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Continue with your report.
Thank you. I move that we begin advertising to repair all tennis courts at North Natchez Park and Duncan Park that need repairing, to resurface all the tennis courts at both parks, and to line all the courts at both parks for tennis, and to also repair any netting at both parks that need to be repaired.
Second.
All right, a motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall, very clear to address repairs and resurfacing at tennis courts at Duncan Park and also at North Natchez Park, to include netting and other needs. Alderwoman Irving has seconded the motion. Discussion. Yes, Alderwoman Smith.
I mean, obviously, we need to do these things, and it's just frustrating that it looks like that's the only part that's cared about, but obviously, we'll have a vote, we'll see.
All right,
Call the
thank you.
question.
The question has been called. We now will move to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay.
Nay.
I have one nay and the others,
This is, we'd like to reiterate it,
yes,
to fix those courts.
yes.
I just said that.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
they need to
The
be
question was
fixed.
called.
Mhm. The motion passes. The ayes have it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you. I will, I'm not
Alderwoman
finished
Smith,
with the-
Alderwoman Smith,
We've had a vote, Mr. Mayor.
yes, we have.
And I continue with my report.
And go.
Alderwoman
Thank
Hall,
you.
you have the floor.
I would like to make a request that we begin communicating with the county on the feasibility of an interlocal agreement for the construction of pickleball courts near the soccer fields at the Natchez Adams County Pool.
I'm confused. What did you
Second.
say?
That we do what now?
That we begin communication with the county on the feasibility of an interlocal agreement for the construction of pickleball courts near the soccer fields at Natchez Adams County Pool.
Second.
All right, a motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Call the question.
The question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Alderwoman Hall, back to you.
Thank you, sir. I would like for the board to instruct Recreation to begin advertising for one full-time maintenance person and the two part-time maintenance persons that is in their budget. Now that we have, we will be taking over the tennis center at Duncan Park because we have been too long providing maintenance to all of our parks.
For 3 people.
All right. Motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? Yes, Alderwoman
Is this
Smith.
a request from our director of recreation?
Yes, the director of Recreation, Parks and Recreation.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
I'd just like
Alderman
some
Maroney.
clarification. I didn't quite hear it and understand. I just want to make sure I understand what it is we're
To
talking.
instruct our Parks and Recreation Director to begin advertising for the one full-time maintenance person and the 2 part-time maintenance persons.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We will call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Um,
The ayes have it. Motion carries.
I am a former trustee of the Mississippi Department of Archives and History, and I have been invited to attend the retirement ceremony for Miss Katie Blunt, which will take place on the evening of June 25th. So I'm asking the board to approve overnight travel for that event
So moved.
to Jackson.
Certainly. A motion has been made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
I just have one last item. Now that the legislature has approved the Community Heritage Preservation Grant funding, I would like for us to begin discussions on inserting an elevator in City Hall to fully comply with ADA requirements.
Do we have that in the budget? Do we
We
have that?
can get the Community Heritage Preservation Grant.
Oh, the grant,
The
so apply for the
legislature
grant.
the legislature
Okay.
has now approved funding for that program.
Okay, well, that will be the only way, yeah. If funding is provided.
Okay, that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Alderwoman Hall. Thank you. Alderman Frazier, you're now recognized.
I'm gonna be short. First, let me say this, Mr. Mayor, you're talking about, this noise and stuff out. When you are dealing with vehicles with loud noise, we don't even need an ordinance or anything. All the officers got to do, they got on their ticket. The police officer can stop anybody in a vehicle who have improper equipment. All they have to do is to stop this person. If they don't have the manufacturer designated mufflers on those vehicles, they can write them a citation for improper equipment. That's all you got to do. All these now, because a lot of these people, they done redid it from the manufacturer and then installed. As one time, used to call them glass packs. But if the equipment didn't come from the factory and they redid it over, you can write them a ticket. The officer can stop them and write them a ticket for improper equipment. All you gotta do, get out and look up on the car, look at the car and say, oh, I gotta give you a citation for improper equipment. So that's all you need. You don't need anything else. That's all your officers need. It's on the ticket, improper equipment. Okay.
Thank you.
You do have to hear it.
I want to say this, I got to give a shout out to the code enforcement officer. I had my neighbor to call me about a guy was dumping some tires, and he was dumping them over by the old Fidelity. I called I had Captain Ball. I'm sorry. I got to give it to his captain now, the lieutenant.
The code
I
enforcement.
called the code enforcement officer, Baldwin. He went over. When he went over to look, He came back later on. One of the officers did catch this guy was dumping tires. He was getting ready to dump them. They made him clean it up and explained to him that, hey, the next time it won't be so nice because we don't have dumping in the city and everything. So I got to give a shout out to the code enforcement officer who's on their job. There's a lot going around, but if you see somebody, and it's heartbreaking, like Alderman Carter said, it's heartbreaking when you see somebody in front of you, they roll the window down and throw the trash out. When all you got to do is take trash home, why you throwing it out the car? And we can just put it in your car and take it in the house and put it in the trash can. But that comes from lazy and not want to do something. But a ticket will change your mind about throwing trash out. Because I know in the early 70s, when I was in the military, I was in Florida, and we was riding the bus back. We was new recruits riding the bus back. Somebody was smoking a cigarette, but if somebody throw a cigarette butt out the window, it's against the law to throw cigarette butts out the window in Florida. So we can change that. You start giving out these citations with trash and littering, they'll change the mind. Now, last but not least, I just want to say this. We are heading into the summertime, and the chief over there, he got one hell of a job this summer because we have our kids don't have anything to do. And now I noticed lately that a lot of these kids' school is out, they start hanging out in these parking lots. They're hanging out all over town. So that's something that we're gonna have to deal with. But the police officers, they've got to be kind of like diligent in dealing with these kids, because some of these kids, they can say things and make the officers overreact. But you just got to deal with them and deal with them in a very peculiar way. But that all comes with learning and dealing with these juveniles. But we can't have these juveniles hanging around, smoking, drinking, and the next thing you know what that lead them to? They're gonna lead them to a fight and a shooting. And we can't have this summer. So I noticed last night that over at the old Magnolia Mall, the police was out in force. It was like five or six cars. They was out there. But when you got that many police cars in one area, you're taken away from one end of the town. So like I say, but this is a hard job for these officers to do. You got to answer call, go over here, because in a large crowd like that, you're gonna need 5 officers. But on the other hand, we leaving the other side of town naked. So, Chief, I just want to say to you, you got your hands full, but I'm quite sure you're gonna handle it because you have some capable personnel now that you can work with. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, so we've got the tennis courts being repaired, which for safety reasons I voted yes for. We have 2 pickleball courts that aren't being used for anything but pickleball because they have the pickleball things. I want to make the motion that we fix those and repair them to make them for pickleball only, like not the 3. They're not taking anything away from tennis. The 2 that are already pickleball courts and only being used for pickleball.
Okay. All right, a motion has been made. Alderman Smith has made the motion. Is there a second? Alderman Maroney has seconded that motion. Is there any discussion?
Call the question.
Okay, the question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
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 All right, I need a roll call vote. Alderman Hall?
Nay.
Alderman Frazier?
Nay.
Alderwoman Smith?
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving?
Nay.
Alderman Davis?
Nay.
Alderman Maroney?
Aye.
So,
The-
Mr. Mayor,
the-
I'm gonna finish. So we're going to fix courts, but you're gonna have 2 that sit there that aren't good for anybody. Why? I mean, do you hate people
I
that
made a
much?
motion that we talk to the county about putting pickleball
Sure we
courts over by.
can, but right
Then
now,
let's do
there are
that.
2 that are only used for pickleball. Do y'all understand how unreasonable and no compromise and that you don't care about a lot of your citizens?
Mr.
There's
Mayor,
nothing that would hurt you. Nothing
Y'all-
would hurt you and nothing
The
would
motion
change.
has failed, and The motion has failed and
Mayor,
Alderwoman
Mr.
Smith still has the
Mr.
floor
Mayor.
for her report.
Y'all are awful.
Alderman Frazier, I'm recognizing you.
My suggestion is that, maybe Alderwoman Hall and Alderwoman Smith, they should sit down and talk, to try to work out something, because.
I gave compromises.
You got to,
This isn't between me, you voted nay too.
Yeah,
It's not
I'm
between me
going
and
with
her.
her, but if she gonna say what she gonna go with her, because she's the one made the motion. Do it.
You're part of that?
I'm going with her.
Because I'm white?
Wow,
Let's stop.
Wow.
Let's stop.
I'm gonna
No,
stop.
Let's stop.
No, Mr. Mayor, don't call me out like that. First of all, Mr. Mayor,
Let's stop.
this is wrong for you to sit up there and you done made this a racial thing.
Let's
This is
stop.
not a racial thing at all. I don't know why you came to tell me because you.
Mr. Mayor.
That is a slap in the face to the black community. That's a slap in
No,
the face to
no, it's saying,
because you said that simply because of reason. I done sit up here many days, and Ms. Hall voted with y'all on it. You voted with you and everybody else. Did I say, oh, this is a racial thing? No, I did not. I just let it go. Let it go. Because like I say, everybody up here have a vote. And I respect everybody's vote. Now, if she sit down and she don't talk to me about something, that's fine. We'll agree on it. And the rest of the board members agreed on it. But to say this is a racial thing, no. If I should have hollered racial thing when you got the chief of police, did I holler racial thing? No. I didn't like the way that get, but that's a dead horse.
Absolutely.
Alderwoman Smith, you're
It
recognized.
is what it is.
I'll
You gonna
say-
sit up here, you gonna sit up here and say it's a race thing because you white. No, I don't like that, and I'm not going along with that. That is a slap in the face to the black community.
I'm not slapping
Alderwoman
council.
Smith, you're
Okay, I
It's
want
not
to,
racial, we've already discussed.
I'm
it.
not talking about
I'm
the,
sorry, Alderwoman Smith
I
has
get
the
to speak
floor.
for a moment. I have the floor. I'm not talking about the white or black community. I'm talking
just
about.
did.
I'm sorry,
You said
Alderwoman
white
Smith has the
because you
floor.
Can you?
Alderwoman Smith has the floor. Alderwoman,
Black man.
I have to ask order. Alderwoman Smith has the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna back up here for a minute. I was not talking about our communities. I was talking about up here, on here, right now, because that's how it feels, because you're not, I apologize, ladies, I do. I apologize for saying it. Can you just stop? I've heard you all make statements up here that were very strong and very, anyway, there's going to be a lot of people go, she's just trying to be honest. But anyway, the problem is that you're letting what is your reason to not use two courts?
Move on, Sarah, this is done. The vote has been taking place twice, now move on.
Alderwoman Smith is in her report and she is recognized. Alderwoman Smith, do you have any further, anything further to share during your report?
No, Mr. Mayor, I voted fairly. Every time I've been voted on this board, I voted fairly. And, y'all can sit there and try to accuse me of this or that, and that's not true. You can look at my voting record all the time. But this thing somehow has become racial, and that is the honest truth. It has. Everybody in the town is saying it has, and I don't know, I don't understand why. And it's very sad to me. So that's my frustration, that it has become that, and there will be many people that will say yes, and there have been many people that have already said yes, it has, and it should not be. It should be about the citizens, and they're lost in this. For some reason, nobody wants to provide two courts that are already used for pickleball, and nobody can give a reason why. And then when citizens ask, they're not given. It's because we voted that way. We don't care. We're not going to even tell you why. I'd love to just know why. That's all I'm asking. It feels racial. It does, and that's sad, and I don't like that, but it does. It feels that way to a lot of people, and to me as well, when I can't, nobody will sit there and sit down with me and give me a reason. If y'all want to give me a reason privately, I would love to hear it, because I don't understand it. And that's just the honest truth. And you know what? I'm being honest, and there's a lot of people that have wanted to say the same thing, that it just feels that this has become somehow something racial. That makes me sad.
Thank
And
you.
I let out a frustration, and I apologize for saying it, but I hate that it's become that, but that's what it looks like to everyone in this town.
Thank you.
Well,
Alderwoman
well,
Smith.
well.
Alderwoman Irving, your report.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to inquire about our swimming pool, whether or not it's open. Have we had grand opening or what? Or what are the hours for the pool? Has it opened, our pool?
It has been communicated to me that it is opening. I don't have that information right now. If I had been told before, the county administrator, Ms. Khan, has been communicating with us, but I don't have the pool schedule in front of me at the moment. But we can certainly get that shared.
I bet
It
a lot
is
of
time
people.
for the pool to open.
Yes. And that's what I
Also,
was
they are
asking.
resuming the senior swimming there for members of our senior center as well.
Okay.
And we can get that information and get it shared.
Yes, because I have had a lot of parents call,
Yes.
inquire about swimming lessons.
Okay.
That's the reason why I'm asking, had it open, because I told them I wasn't really sure. I know by the end of this month, it should be, we've had the Memorial Day weekend,
Right.
but I wasn't given a date and I'm not aware of a date.
We'll get that information and make sure it gets shared. I'm
And cost
sorry I
and
don't
fees
have that
as well for the
information.
lessons.
And
Cost for the swim lessons. so
we'll
that-
ask them to just share a tennis I'm sorry,
That's okay.
a swimming update.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. The next thing I have, I want to report, I received a call today from, one of my constituents reporting overgrowth and grass on, Burn Street, number 7 and number 9 on Burn Street. And that's off Old Devereaux Drive. It's an alley.
Yes.
It's up in there. It's
Have
2
you
properties.
reported this to code
I
enforcement?
just got it this afternoon.
Oh, you did?
I did, just got it this,
Okay.
when I called after 4 today, I didn't get an answer. so I
I'll
just
make a
assumed they were
note.
gone.
What is the address?
Burn Street, number 7 and number 9 Burn Street.
Okay.
Okay. And I forward pictures of 5 River Street to you and to
Yes.
our Mayor Pro Tem of 5 River Street. And I know what you said,
They
Mayor.
have been, yes, they have been reported already and we have followed up on it.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And my reason, so do you know where we are? We're getting
I-
this done because
I-
this weekend we saw a turkey, a bear. I said that's where that bear is as well. That because
Yes.
it's being spotted over there on near the stew pot.
Yeah.
And it probably is, Mayor.
I don't have that right now.
Okay.
I just know that
I'm
we have,
just reading to
we
your
have
attention, it's
asked them
that bad.
to
Today I had
address
to come out, termite exterminator out today. This is what I'm dealing with because of the property,
Okay.
you know, that it's gonna impact where I live, okay?
Mhm.
And
Right.
it's causing me money.
Mhm.
And so no, you know, that's just, it can't be. It
Right.
can't be. It becomes a health issue as well.
Yes.
That's what this is.
Mhm.
I live near a mini jungle. Okay, and so it's a lot of things going on over there. In closing, I would like to ask that we close our meeting. We've lost 2 former city employees, Mr. Leo Tucker, who worked with Recreation, and Mr. Leroy Butler Jr., who worked with our Natchez Public Works Department. They both retired from the city of Natchez. Since I've been on in 16, we've lost those 2 this past week. So keeping those family in prayer.
Thanks.
I also want to recognize, I know we have our Boys and Girls Club here, giving them the opportunity to give some of my time to them. So if they want to come and make an announcement at this time, Mayor, they could
If
come.
you'll make that motion.
I make a motion that
Sorry.
Mrs. Page be allowed to come and speak to the board in
All
reference
right.
to our Boys and Girls
A
Club.
motion has been made and seconded by Alderman Davis. Do we have any discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Okay.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Hello, Ms. Page.
Hello, Mayor,
Good
and
to
all
see
of the
you.
aldermen and council. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I am just sort of following up on our previous discussions. One has to do with the disbursement of the funds.
Yes.
We have remodeled, repainted the building at Morgantown, as well as we've already started registration and hired staff. And so far, we have all of the funds except the city of Natchez. So, because we
Can
have.
I speak? I spoke to Mr. Greg West last week.
Mhm.
We got information that we are now sharing online about the registration process. He informed me that money had not been received from the city. I I told him we need an invoice for our records.
Well-
Have we received it?
I don't
So
think
the
it's an
was
invoice.
Sent over, but we have not been given direction as to where those funds are supposed to come from because it was not budgeted. So
But that motion has
Alderman-
already been
Alder-
passed by this
y'all,
board.
y'all made a motion to pay the 25,000.
That's
But
correct.
y'all did not give any direction as to where that is supposed to come from because it wasn't budgeted. And I don't have the authority to decide where I'm just gonna write a $25,000 check.
Yeah.
So Alderwoman Irving and I did have a discussion. She asked about community development, the casino community development. When I had that discussion with you as to where that would come from,
Yes.
we thought perhaps some of the money that we were anticipating getting from the county for their unpaid portion of workforce development,
Right.
which remains unpaid.
No.
So I am happy to cut a check and have you sign it as soon as this board gives me some direction as to where they would like
The
it.
board
paid
has
from.
already voted. We need the Boys and Girls Club. This is my first to hear about this. I thought we were just simply waiting on an invoice. The funds need to be dispersed, and if they need to come from Community Development Fund, pending reimbursement from the county for those funds, then so be it. But I don't think we need to have another vote. We've already voted. The board has made it
No, no.
clear, and they
We do
come
want
from
the-
city
the-
funds,
right,
and we are
community.
supporting this.
And it's available, I mean, will you just say that the
We-
funding is,
The funding is
Is there?
there in community
Yes.
development, but I have to have some kind of direction from this board as
yeah,
to
we need to
where
vote,
I,
Mayor.
where
Okay.
I, take that invoice.
Well, in that case, I really thought we settled this when we voted. I agree, but we'll have another vote. Alderwoman Irving, will you make that
I
motion?
make a motion that we allocate $25,000 to the Boys and Girls Club from our Community Development Fund.
Do I have a second?
Sure.
Seconded by Alderman Frazier. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you.
And I'd like to send you updated information. I don't know what information Mr. West has. They have a
Yes.
new registration that's starting this next week in the afternoons at
Yes.
Morgantown. I can send it to Rhonda just to make sure that,
Please.
all of you have the most up-to-date information. We already registered almost half of the kids, but we are still
Right.
trying to take kids in as much as we can afford to, as well as, working with both Natchez City Police and Adams County Police about kids. If you, I know Judge Brown has brought this up before with us in his stakeholder meetings. If we see kids wandering around, he could have a conversation with parents and maybe they can get them, get some encouragement, get them into the club. We're more than happy to take all kids across the city and the county as a part of the club.
This is for all children.
It's for all.
And it is
Also,
for
five,
all of
5
our
to
community.
18, ages 5 to 18. It'll be on
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're going to do our best to try to keep as many kids as possible active and engaged throughout the summer.
And it will be at Morgantown.
It'll be at the Morgantown at the back, like the gym annex part of the building.
Wonderful.
Any questions from anybody?
Well, I was just gonna ask, could you give us a little more information in reference to what it offers the youth that will be attending the program?
Okay, I'll make sure I give you, they have
Can we
weekly
share it
things.
now so that the public will be able to hear?
Okay, well, I didn't bring everything with me, but I can tell you what I remember from the form. There are weekly themes. So they have a theme where they'll focus on math and science and STEM. They have a week that they'll focus on arts. They have a week they'll focus on what we call, I guess, extra stuff like one of the things we want to do is have someone come and show them recreational and commercial drones. We have a week we're going to focus on workforce development. We've talked to several corporations in the area about coming and talking about careers that don't require a college education. But as well, we'll have scientific projects for kids as well. They'll show them things that they would have to go to college or some sort of vocational training in order to learn. But I mean, so even from Jordan Trucking to the pharmacists, to legal services, different people are going to come and just give kids ideas of, now that you're particularly in middle school, we won't have as many, maybe 20, 25 middle school and high school. But now that you're in middle school, to think about what do you want to do next? just keeping them focused with that. Once a month in June and July, they will be transported to the camp up near Jackson. They have a campground, and all of the kids in the club will be transported up to participate in the full day of activities. And again, engage in all of the same activities that they have in the Jackson Club. So in the Boys and Girls Club, it's not teaching all day. It's interaction with kids. The teacher, who is the gifted teacher at Morgantown, has said she'd like to volunteer to provide different programming that enhances what the kids already know so that they can continue to the next year. They don't lose a lot of what they learned. We have a team coordinator that's specifically going to focus with the high school kids on various activities that they're interested in, from poetry to arts to music to podcasts, just kind of to stimulate different things that could relate to a career later on in life. So we have a contract with Colin about nursing. They actually have a program that if someone wants to go to nursing school, they have a program and a grant to help pay for them to go work on like their LPN and things like that. So it's a variety of different constructive activities, and we are still open to other parts of the community if they have something artistic or if they have something educational that they would like to share with the kids. They can just contact us and we can build them into our programming for each of the weeks.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Page.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do want to ask this question. Do we still need an invoice for records in order to make the
No,
payment?
the invoice was emailed over.
We have
We have
received
an
the
invoice, we have a
Okay.
W-9, I just needed
Yeah,
to
and the
know where
501c3.
the board wanted it to come from.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Page. Back to you, Alderwoman Irving.
That ends my report.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, and let me just
Yes,
say,
all right.
Mattaville Jubilee, July 25th, and
Yes.
asking everyone, including you, Mayor, to put it on your schedule to please come out to the Mattaville Jubilee.
Certainly, thank
I'll be
you.
getting with you, Chief, as well, and Mr. Daltrey, he had already asked me. I'll come by tomorrow. Thank
All
you,
right.
Mayor.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Alderman Davis, your report.
June 20th, fishing with the fathers of State Park. Also, I'd like to congratulate all the graduating seniors from all the schools in Natchez.
Yes.
And also, to this point, I felt insulted when somebody told me my decision was a racial decision, which I know wasn't a racist decision. Ms. Hall sat up here and told us everything. I went with her because what she told me, I also talked to the pickleball people. And so my decision was made on no type of race, and it was made because her points was she sold her points to me. It's hey, once you make a vote, it should be over. That ends my report.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alderman Davis. Alderman Maroney, you're
I wanted
recognized.
to, before they get out, I wanted to
Yes.
commend the Boys and Girls
Boys,
Clubs.
Ms. Page, will you come back for just a second, please?
I just wanted to commend y'all for your work with these kids and enlightening them and working with them on things that they may do in their future. Instead of just keeping them entertained for the summer, I think it's a great idea to be teaching them things at an early age and getting them to start thinking about their future and what they're going to do with their lives. Because I think a lot of kids don't really start thinking about that until it's too late. And if they start in middle school, junior high, thinking about what they want to do with their lives and start working towards that at an early age, they have a much better chance of accomplishing those goals and doing something meaningful with their lives. So I commend you for those programs. I think that's great that y'all are going to be doing that. And I hope I'll get a chance to come out there and visit with y'all some this summer at the club. I'd like to drop in and visit some if I may.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to do a grand opening in June, and of course, the mayor's office and all the city will get an invite. But we're also working toward trying to incorporate behavioral health.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Because we can see that a lot of things that happen with kids is them not understanding conflict resolution and how to navigate certain experiences, as well as how to just deal with puberty growing up.
Right.
And so one of the things we're also working with, and that's all over the southwest quarter, with the Boys and Girls Club, we're all trying to work with people to get grants in here
Mhm.
to deal with behavioral health and help solve issues before they get out of hand with kids, whether they're at club or at school.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Page.
June 9th,
Thank you, ladies.
June 9th, there will be a neighborhood watch at Parkway Baptist Church, 6 o'clock in the evening. Everyone's invited from any ward. It's a citywide thing, even though it is in Ward 6, but everyone is invited. And I know that several of y'all have come to that neighborhood watch meeting in the past. And then, again, I want to encourage everybody to come out to Fishing with Fathers on June 20th. And then last thing in my report, I just want to clarify something. We took a couple of votes tonight, and those votes are taken. I voted nay, and I wanted to clarify why I voted nay. It's not that I'm against recreation. It's not that I don't want resurfacing of the tennis courts. Those are things that needed to be done. But I voted nay because I didn't want to do it the way that it was proposed, which essentially destroys, gets rid of, throws out, whatever, our current pickleball program. We do this, our pickleball players will not have anywhere to play in Natchez. And that is why I voted against it, not because I'm against recreation. I just wanted to make that clear. The conversation is done. The vote has been taken, but I just wanted to clarify my position.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank
So,
you.
And
Alderman.
also, something that I would like to propose in the future, as we go through our city officials' reports, we always go through and everyone has their chance to speak. And I'm supposed to be the last alderman to speak and give my report. That is never the case. Every time after we go through everybody, everyone has given their report, after I finish, every single time, someone else has something that they forgot to put in their report or something else that they had to say. It's never over. It just seems to go, and it seems like we should follow our plan and be done with it once I'm through speaking.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderwoman
Before
Hall.
you do, though, I did accidentally leave a couple things off. I want to congratulate
Sometimes you don't think.
Officer Jose Vasquez on his graduation from LSU Alexandria, where he received his BS in criminal justice. I also would like to congratulate Mr. Mingo Tingle on his short tenure here, but his very powerful tenure impact on the city of Natchez and in preservation and planning as he moves on to MDAH. I'm very grateful to him. And I also like to make a motion that we leave the tennis hours as is, as we transition from the pro management to the city of Natchez Recreation, Parks and Recreation Department, overtaking the tennis center at Duncan Park.
A motion has been made.
Second.
It is seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Do we have discussion? Yes, Alderwoman.
Where's my
Smith?
board? Where's our director? I don't know. What are you talking about doing differently?
Because there was
We've
a
already
proposal
done
to change the
this.
hours, and I'm making a motion that we leave them as is as we transition.
Okay.
I don't understand why. Transition to what?
The city's taking over June 1.
All right.
At the last meeting.
So didn't we
A
approve
motion
new
has been
hours?
made.
We did
Do we have any further discussion?
We did not.
We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you so much. We now have the city clerk's report. Madam Clerk.
Couple items. First is the request for approval of the 2nd May 2026 claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving. Seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I did on page 42,
Yes.
and I just have a question. Page 42 in our claims docket.
Yes.
Okay, and it's Deep South Sports Publishing. I see reimbursement and for reimbursement for social media upgrade. And I'm just asking a question. We have advertisement budget for that particular, department. And I just want to ask, why aren't we using that instead of reimbursing the individual? Because we do have $2,500 budgeted for that.
Right, so this, it wasn't brought to me prior to doing this, but it's my understanding that this was for boosting social media posts for tournaments out there. That I imagine he had connected to his credit card for his business that we contract with to manage golf. And so once he then received his bill, he submitted for a reimbursement to have that paid back to his company.
But is that legal to do that? When we have an advertisement, him being a city employee himself?
He's not a city employee. He is an independent contractor who the
Okay.
city has a contract with to
Okay.
manage the golf course.
Okay.
So yes, that is legal for us to reimburse those expenses. if
On
we
both
pay
of
for
them? Now, the next one
pocket.
says membership installment. So we giving him permission for that? Because it seems like it's gonna be more than one payment when it said membership installment.
So
And that's a private,
that
it's,
is not his company.
I know it's
That
not.
is a
I know
separate
it's not.
company that we are paying membership payments to, same as we pay memberships to Mississippi Municipal League, Massey. There's a lot of different organizations that we pay membership fees for. So again, that is
but we
a legal
contract from his
expense.
so help me understand, because I did
Mm-hmm.
not realize that. We contract from his company and then we pay the expense. That's what you're saying. Am I correct?
That membership installment is not being paid or reimbursed to him. It's being paid directly to this other company.
Okay. But the social media is reimbursed back to
The
him.
social media, we are
Okay.
reimbursing him because he paid for that with his business credit card
Okay.
for his company, yes.
And he's a contract employee.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
On page 7, account number 00-094-350, with Thompson Tree and Spring Service Landscape Maintenance
Oh, yeah.
at the Woodlawn Historic Site. This has been done, so the board has to pay it, but I think moving forward, we need to either let Public Works do this. This is city property. And they can bring in water like they do to other areas of the city, which need watering. Or we can seek bids for contracts for people to maintain that area, because that is city property. But I don't think it's appropriate for this gentleman to have that.
But thank you, because I
That
did have
service.
that down on my, okay,
right.
second.
Thank
Made a
you.
motion.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Any further discussion on the claims docket?
Thank you.
We will now call for the question. We'll
Oh,
proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion to approve, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Yes,
I mentioned I
Alderwoman?
had a family matter.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Alderwoman. Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Okay, next item is a request for approval of the second May 2026 mini claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So move.
Motion made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? Yes.
No.
We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
Next item is I've got a couple of travel requests. The first being for the Mississippi Municipal League 95th Annual Conference in Biloxi for the following individuals and days. For the mayor to travel from June 27th through June 30th. For the aldermen, myself, Miss Denise Bell, Chief Arrington, and Mr. Porter to travel to MML from June 29th to July 1st.
so moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall,
Yeah.
seconded by,
Second.
Alderwoman Irving has seconded. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
Is the 28th, that Sunday or that,
That's Sunday.
It is, so it should be.
I'm sorry, so we would leave, yes, I'm sorry, the
Sunday.
28th.
So I will, make an alteration to my motion
Yes.
June 28th,
Yeah. Sorry about that.
yes,
Okay.
to July 1.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any, we'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
Thank you for catching that.
Okay.
The next item is a request for the Phelps Labor and Employment Law Seminar, June 10th through the 12th in New Orleans, for myself and Ms. Deason.
So move.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving,
Second,
seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Does that conclude your report?
Actually, I have one more item that was kind of
Okay.
added last minute. A request for approval of the resolution appointing the MML 2026 voting delegates for the city of Natchez, naming the mayor as our voting delegate and naming Alderwoman Sarah Carter Smith and as mayor pro tem as our first alternate. And this would require a roll call vote, please.
so moved.
Okay. Motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Hall,
We'll proceed to a vote.
Roll call.
Yes, Alderwoman Hall,
aye.
Alderman Frazier, Alderwoman Irving,
Aye.
Alderman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Even though I'm not on there, aye.
The ayes have it, motion carries. Next item.
That concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Attorney, do you have a report this evening?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. I have a brief report. I want to say, first of all, it was a wonderful experience to participate again, as we do every year, in the historic Memorial Day Parade, which is about the oldest parade of its type in the country. It was started in 1866, and yesterday marked the 160th anniversary of that parade. I also want to say it was a pleasure to serve as the Natchez Grand Marshal for that parade. And I want to also congratulate those who worked so hard to make this happen. The committee led by Robert Gardner, Alderman of Vidalia, and also here on our side of the river, Ms. Laura Jackson, who has chaired the Natchez side of this now for 12 years. It was a great day, and we did unveil a beautiful historic marker that now commemorates the historic significance of this parade, and it can be seen along the side of Canal Street, right in front of the Holiday Inn Express, and we appreciate the Holiday Inn Express for making that location possible. I also want to say that we are excited that coming very soon, we will have air service to the city of Natchez, jet every day between Natchez and Houston. Monday, we're going to kick off a 30-day countdown. We had a good meeting today with some of our team. And also, next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m., we will have a stakeholders meeting for the entire community. Generally, these are the corporations, employers who will be using this service. We did this when we were in the planning stages a few years ago. It was well attended. And so we're doing this again next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. For all of our stakeholders, corporate partners, everyone from the casino to Alcorn State to loss prevention to any groups, the movie industry that will be utilizing these airplanes for business purposes. So we want to just make that announcement. Looking forward to that. Also, I do want to report that had a very good conversation, several actually, with Ms. Tawana Williams last week. And the occasion at first of our discussion was to inform Ms. Williams, that the city has been successful in receiving the Mississippi Municipal League Economic Development Award for our workforce development program in partnership with the county and the school board. And so that award will be given to the City of Natchez Workforce Development at the summer conference at their awards luncheon. We are very excited about that.
Ms. Tawana is going to receive
And
it.
Ms. Tawana is going to be there. We have made sure of that. I do want to thank Ms. Hudson Germany, who drafted the application that was the winning application. And I know you worked hard on that, and thank you for that. Also, I did learn from Ms. Williams that the contract between the city, the county, the school board, and Colin is still being worked out. And it is in their, I should say, it is in their realm. And we are waiting to hear back from them. And I have let Ms. Williams know we will not be putting this on the agenda again until Colin approves it, because to date we have agreed with every single item that they have wished to have in that MOU. So hopefully we'll have that completed very soon. Finally, I do want to let everyone know we've been working very hard with the committee on plans for our Juneteenth. It's coming up quickly, believe it or not, and we're excited about our Juneteenth events. We also are excited about our July 4th events, and we will be having live music on the 3rd and the 4th, along with other activities on the bluff and the fireworks, obviously, on the evening of the 4th. This is our 250th celebration, so we're looking forward to having everyone take part. We are so blessed to be Americans. I also want to say this, the committee for our Juneteenth activities have requested that we make a change in our Day of Unity celebration this year. Over the last few years, we have been having this Day of Unity at noon, somewhere in the downtown area, at a church, at NAPAC. We've gone from place to place, and the attendance has not been that great. It's been consistently the same people and the same format. And so the request was that instead of having this service at noon, that this year we have an ice cream social at Jack Waite Park. WTYJ has offered to sponsor the music by way of a DJ. I think we're saying everything from Jimmy Buffett to Marvin Gaye, something to just meet every genre and every taste in our community. They have also reached out to my wife, Marla, to assist with planning. And she has agreed to be a host of some sort to really help spearhead great participation throughout the community. Unlike years past, where we have followed more of a church service format, this will be something that will have activities for children. It will have free ice cream. We're encouraging people to bring lawn chairs and snacks with them and just have a real nice evening of camaraderie. We are working toward getting a unity prayer that is across any cultural or religious lines. In other words, a non-denominational unity prayer, and asking some of our youth to take turns in delivering that prayer during a moment during the evening. Because this does go a little different from the past and the way we've been doing this, I also want to mention this. When the prior administration, under the leadership of Mayor Darrell Grinnell, and I know we have 3 aldermen who are part of that here tonight. When we had our first Day of Unity in 2020, it was a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it was established to be on Flag Day. Well, what we're noticing is Flag Day sometimes falls on a Saturday, a Sunday, In fact, this year, I believe it's on a Sunday. And so the idea is that we change this where it always will occur on the first Monday after Flag Day, going into our Juneteenth week of celebrations. And so I believe to have that change and also to move forward with this different format, an ice cream social, it would be appropriate to have a motion from the Board of Aldermen.
So moved.
Second.
A motion made by Alderwoman Irving and seconded by Alderman Davis. Thank you. We'll have any discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. I will end with this. I know that we have, from time to time, disagreements, and I know things are said, and I know this happens at the state level, on the national level. It happens on the county level. It sometimes happens with other entities within our area. We're all human. We're all human. But I also will share this, as I said yesterday during the Memorial Day celebrations and when we unveiled the monument. At the end of the day, we all bleed the same color. We bleed red. We are all part of the same city, one Natchez. I would also like to remind everyone that we are all members also of the same race, the human race. And that it is important to remember too, that we are all valued, wonderful creations of a loving Father, called to love him with all our heart and our neighbor as ourselves. And so let us adjourn this meeting in love and also remembering those dear ones we have lost who served our city, as Alderwoman Irving pointed out. And just know that in me, I know we may not always agree, but know that I respect each and every one of you. And I look forward to continue working together for a better Natchez, because that's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to do. And so at this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. And in adjourning, I'd like for us to adjourn in the name of love. I'd like that in the minutes. And remembering the two individuals previously mentioned by Alderwoman Irving.
That's Mr. Leo
And-
Tucker
Yes,
and Mr. Leroy Butler Jr.
thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
And we ask condolences on the families of Mr. Tucker and Mr. Butler. And so we will close with a moment of silence tonight. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderman Davis. We'll have discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We now will have a moment of silence. Amen. Thank you, everyone.